now. Press O. All right, we'll get started. So 5-point spread. Recording is on. All right, this is the Jace. You went Doran's Blade Start. You have Airy, and your secondary rune is probably Resolve, right? With 656 HP.
Yeah, I think it is. Chrysalis and...
Plate. Yep.
Yep.
So you get invaded here. You scope it out. Pretty standard. Okay, so first thing to do, it looks like you're going to already do it. Let's see what you do.
I saw they were all bots, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait and ward this bush.
Yep, so that's perfectly correct. So that's exactly what you do. Is when they invade bot side, you go and ward their top side.
Minions have spawned.
So at this point, you don't want to stay too long, just in case they come. Say they want to start red buff, right? And Ari comes from this way, you're dead, or have to flash. So you should place that ward just a little bit earlier. It's a nitpicky thing, but this is exactly the kind of play that you want to make. So now at this point, you're sitting in the wrong spot. So at Jace, what Jace likes to do is bully, right? Especially in the top lane, especially against GP. And GP happens to be an idiot who goes Sapphire Crystal Start, which is extremely greedy. Gives him 0 combat stats in the lane. So what does that mean? Now, you sit in this bush. And once you sit in this bush, you're looking to trade auto attacks with him. Now, the reason why is he can't auto attack you and you can auto attack him. So all he has is Parley as his ranged ability, his Q, right? So that means that for every Q that he has, that's 4 auto attacks from you, because his Q is on a 4 to 5 second cooldown. And add in a Shock Blast there, and maybe a hammer, to the skies, and that's a lot of damage. So as Jace, you want to be looking to bully as much as you possibly can. There are very, very few characters in the game that can match Jace at level 1. And GP is not one of them. So now here you have 0 lane pressure already at the start, right? And Jace loves to hug these bushes. The reason why is because Jace bullies with auto attacks. So to bully properly and not take equal amounts of damage, you want to hit them and immediately go into the bush to cancel out the minion aggro. So you, as Jace, you never want to be standing on this side of the lane. You always want to be hugging the bushes, because then you can auto attack, jump into the bush, auto attack, jump into the bush, and the minions have no idea what you're doing, so they don't attack you, and the enemy slowly loses HP.
Okay.
But you're pushing the wave, which is correct. On Jace, you want to be always shoving the wave. That's how he wins lane. Oh shit, I gotta turn off direct to camera. Pretty standard stuff here. But you see how Blitzy can see he's feeling no pressure right now from you, even though you're Jace. So at this point, you're already misplaying the lane, because he's not dealing with any issue at all. And if I were you, I'd actually go Bone Plate Second Wind, so that you can actually tank through his parley damage and regen it up. And then he should never be in a position to fight you in the first place. So think about it, right? Chrysalis, what's it going to do for you? It's 65 HP, but if he's never going to be doing any damage to you, then 65 HP is going to do jack all for you. So Second Wind is a lot better and mitigates his Q poke. And so now he's farming with Q, and so you're already winning the lane, which is good. But now here, okay, this is a massive mistake from you. So there's a couple of different times in top lane where there are certain windows of opportunity, right? Because top lane's a very scary lane in that if you make one mistake, you lose, right? So it's very scary. But there are a few windows where you absolutely cannot lose, even if you screw it up. Those windows are level 2, level 3, and level 6. This is one of them coming up. So you have to know the windows of those level 2 and level 6. So level 2 and level 6 is not exactly a formula that you need to count, because that's really hard to do properly, because you don't know how much XP they got. But level 1 to 2 is the easiest thing in the game to count. 7 minions, 3 casters, 3 melees, and 1 melee after that. Okay, so 4 melees and 3 casters, and you're level 2.
Okay.
So look at his wave, right? 3 melees, 3 casters. Look at your wave. He's killed 3 minions. So that means that, look at his XP bar, he needs to kill these 3 minions and then 1, and he hits level 2, right? But you only need to kill 1. So that means he's really far away from level 2, and look where he's positioning. So you should have stepped forward. Let's go back here 15 seconds. So you should have already been positioning in a way that punishes him if he messes up. Basically, this is how the game works, and I mentioned this in other coaching sessions. You never force open a play and hope that they make a mistake. That's not the correct way to play the game, and that's how many low elo players play the game. They go in at the incorrect times, right? And hope that the enemy misplays so that they can gain an advantage. No. The high elo play strategy is to play conservatively, CS, but always be in a position where if the enemy makes a mistake, you punish it. You have to give them the opportunity to make the mistake. If you're constantly making wrong plays, then you're never giving them the opportunity to misplay, right? Because you're the one misplaying first. But if you play to the point where your position is correct and you're playing conservatively and they make a mistake and you punish it, that's how you take a guaranteed advantage. No risk, right? Because you're playing safe, you're in the right position, but you're not in any risk of losing trades or anything like that. But you're in the right position where if they make a mistake, then you take that small advantage that you punish and drag it open and just push it forward. And that's what we call, in terminology, a micro advantage. You take a micro advantage, something that you gain by playing safe and taking advantage of their misplay, and then you push it forward and you snowball it. That's the high elo play style. Now, the thing is, in high elo, that means that you can win a lane over the course of 10 minutes, right? Because people make mistakes maybe once every minute, once every 2 minutes. It's not very often. In low elo, in bronze to platinum, people make mistakes like once every 10 seconds. So that means that you even though you're not forcing plays open, as long as you're in position to take advantage of misplays, even with this slower style, you can actually go get really fed. Really, really fed. And at every single point, even though you're getting fed, you weren't at any risk of losing yourself. So now, look how you're positioning here. So you're just last hitting. You're not going for any auto attacks on him, which is kind of strange, but at this point, it's whatever. You're full HP on your own. So you're not bullying him, but it's fine. So now here, the moment this minion hits 75% HP, you should already start be positioning this way. So now if he's smart, he's going to start running away to tower. If he starts running into way to tower, you can take a trade with him because these 3 minions are not going to do enough, and these 3 minions are melee. So what happens is you're going to trade with him under tower, and you're going to run forward, and these 3 minions will not aggro you, but these will. You can still win that because he has Sapphire Crystal. You see that? But if he runs opposite to you, he dies because of this minion right here. So you have to, do you see how you have to give him the opportunity to make that mistake? He can make the mistake. He might not, but he might actually do it. If he does, he dies. So here you move forward, you position yourself on this way, you lose nothing for it, but now he's under a lot of pressure. And he might not even know what that pressure means because he's bad. So you move forward, you get level 2, and now you all in him. At this point, you should be standing here. See
okay.
That? And you have level 2, you can actually one-shot his ass. So you missed that first opportunity already. So now you do it, but let's talk about execution here. So now you do it, but you're not standing in the correct spot to actually kill him. So you're going to take a trade, which is fine. You're going to hit level 2 here. So now, this is just a Jace specific mechanic. Never do this. When you're in range to auto attack with your range form, make sure you get that off first, and then go in. It's just, Jace doesn't do a lot of damage unless you play him correctly, in which case he does the most damage in the game before 6, because they put all of his power budget into his levels 1 through 5, right? Because he has an ultimate. So if you don't stretch his damage to the limit, you're actually not going to do that much. And let's watch. See?
Yeah.
It did nothing. But you get the auto attack off, and now he's at here. See that?
Yeah.
It's all about stretching as much as you possibly can and slowly bleeding them out of lane. But now because of that misplay, he could be dead already, honestly. But now because of that misplay, he's at full HP. Look at that. He survived levels 1 to 2 as GP with Sapphire Crystal against Jace. You see how bad that is?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so here I'll pause. I talked a lot. Any questions?
Yeah. So I think, so like on these certain champions that I have picked out, I think I have a hard time like realizing how strong they actually are early game. Like I didn't realize how strong Jace was until now. Like I could have actually killed him. Yep. But like I didn't know that.
Not just at the level 2 all-in, but also at level 1 you could have been poking him to half HP with using that bush strategy that I talked about.
Right. But, that too.
But even with the level 2 thing, it's not just Jace. Every champion in the game can level 2 all-in, just because, think about it, it's not just an extra ability, but you get extra AD, extra armor, extra MR, extra attack speed, extra movement speed. Everything goes up. So level 1 to 2, there is no champion in the game that can win level 1 against a level 2 champion if you play correctly. There's no champion. So you should always be looking for that opportunity when you're on a lane bully.
Okay.
So remember that very first moment of lane phase where you auto attack the first minions to push in the wave? That's how you win lane, right? But the reason why you win lane is not just because they're under pressure to farm and you have a bigger minion wave. It's also because you hit those level advantages faster so that they're under a lot more pressure. But if you don't get those level advantages, what's the only advantage you're getting from shoving lane? Look, you have 10 CS and he has 8. If he farms his whole wave, he is actually ahead of you. How did that happen? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's also, if you don't take those level lead advantages, you're actually, the only benefit that you actually get is not that much. With the expense of being gankable, right? Because now you're shoved up.
Right.
So if you're going to push it forward, you really have to drive it forward as much as you can. Because right now, it almost looks like you're afraid of being bullied by the GP. You kind of see how you're playing like that? Like, you missed a cannon for it.
I knew Graves was there, though. So, like, I was
absolutely. So the key there is how do you play around that? Because Jace needs to shove wave. There are 2 ways you can play around it. One is jungle. If your jungle shows up to 2v2 and you have wave presence as Jace, you win every time. Now, there's another way. If you played levels 1 to 3 correctly, you can actually be level 3 with a large wave, and they'll be at 25% HP. With you and a wave against 25% HP and a full HP jungler, you can actually win the 2v1. You remember Dyrus, back when he was good? He did this all the time. When he played Jace, he would actually shove in the wave, get them to about 40% HP, 30% HP, have like 6 or 7 minions on his side or more. The jungler would come to gank, and he would kill them both. That's why he was one of the best top laners in the world at that time, because he knew that style so well. But now, many more people do it, but now you can do it too. So that's the key. If you played the early levels better, Sievert's at 40% HP, Graves comes in, what's he going to do? There's 18 minions right there, right? Not 18, but there's like 10. He's no way he's going to kill you with full HP, and you have Boneplate Chrysalis, and it's just like, you have Doran's Blade, you have a pot, you're going to double kill them. So that's the key there. You're going to double kill them and be on the highlight reel for duo. So now you pushed in the wave and you try to get lane advantage, and just like, it feels like you're losing lane, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it is a GP, so you are actually losing lane.
This happens to me a lot. I push it in, and then, like, I don't know what to do because I'm so pushed in.
Yep,
and, like, they're full health, and it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything useful.
All right, so we can talk about this stage of the game. So obviously, all the mistakes of the game that you made at this point, you could have been like 3-0 by this point. But let's just forget all of that. Now let's talk about 3 minutes 48 seconds with the way that you played this game. How can you get an advantage? Now, this is called wave management. This is the middle line here. Do you see this middle line dividing the entire map? Going diagonally across from the top left to the bottom right. Okay.
Yeah.
This middle line is really important for a lot of reasons, but the one we'll talk about now is wave management. When a wave meets on either side of this line, right? Like this side, you see how it's meeting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're equal in strength, right? What this means is if you do not hit the minions and you only last hit, this wave here, this wave right here, is going to hit this wave faster than your wave, right? Because your wave is going to be traveling all this extra distance. You see this extra distance here? And this wave will get faster. Now, this does 2 things. 1, they're going to start attacking faster. And 2, they're going to be in a position where they all can hit at the same time before yours. So I want you to see what happens here. So this you're pushing this in. So you're last hitting minions, which is fine. Now what you should notice immediately is GP is 113 mana, right? He's pressed Q, so now he's at 58 mana. He has no corrupting pot, so he has no way to get mana. A mana flow ban doesn't restore mana anymore. So he's actually out of mana. For the rest of the lane phase, he's done. Until he teleports back to lane or backs, okay? So, all you have to do is have him shove to right here and literally just stand right here, and he's done. He's done. He can't do anything. You last hit minions, you freeze it right here, and now all of a sudden, he has to back and teleport back to lane. You just got yourself a teleport advantage. And remember what I said about micro advantages? You drag that out. So how do you drag that out? Well, I'll talk about that in a bit. But the reason, remember how I said you freeze it? Let's talk about how you freeze it. Look at this wave. You see it's coming in. Da-da-da. It's coming in. Look what they do. Look what they do. They're going to start attacking first. But look at the position. You see this position right here?
Yeah.
They're coagulating. They're massing forward. Now they're all attacking. Look at your minions. Look at what they're doing. One by one. They're going, just like the teammates in solo queue, right? They're going in one by one. So
Yeah.
now, look how fast they're getting obliterated, and there's 5 casters right here. What does this mean? This wave is going to shove so fast forward towards you without you having to do anything. This is called bouncing the wave. Well, how did you do this? You bounced it against his tower so that his wave stopped, and then once it started pushing forward, it met here. That's called you bounced the wave against his tower. So now it's slow pushing back towards you. He drinks his pot, but it doesn't matter because he has no mana. So at this point, you can already start bullying the shit out of him. Look at your mana pool. You had 316 mana with all of your abilities up. He has no mana. He can't cast anything but 1 Q, and he's done. But now you're not bullying him for whatever reason. And you could be saying, oh, I'm scared of the minions, right? But remember about the bush. All you have to do is stand outside the bush. Hit him, move back into the bush. You took about 50 minion damage. So you could be forcing him out of all of this CS right here. And the next wave, and the next wave, and the next wave. Because he fucked up his mana pool.
Right.
It's waiting for the enemy to make a mistake and capitalizing on it. So he misplayed his mana, but you're not punishing him at all for it. Look at this. He's winning this lane, even though he should never be winning this lane. You're letting him get all of the CS without punishing it at all. He's out of mana. Okay, here's a great example. He's going to miss this entire wave because of it. Even though you didn't play it correctly, he's going to miss this whole wave. So he missed 1. He missed 2. Right? He missed 3. So he missed 3 already for his mess up. But you could have made him miss 15 or more. 20, 25, 30. Now, let's talk about another mistake here. He doesn't actually have to teleport back to lane here. He could have walked. The reason why is because you cleared the wave. If you did clear the wave, he has to teleport. But if he was better at the game, because of your mistake, he would have capitalized it and just ran back to lane. And now he has teleport when he really shouldn't. Does that make sense? You wait for him. You have to wait for him to make the mistake. You have to wait for him. The opportunity is already there. You just have to wait for it. So all you had to do was just wait. Let the minion wave come. Let the minion wave kill this wave again. Let the minion wave crash into your tower. But kill as many waves as you possibly can. The higher level technique is to stand right here and dodge back in and out of the bush. What that does is all the minions will aggro onto you, and you can actually wait for the next wave and just crash them over and over. It's like a tower. That many minions that was right here, remember how many there were? It's like a tower. They'll obliterate. Look at this. Look how many there were here. Look how many there are here. Look at that. So all you need for the quote-unquote eternal freeze is 4 minions, 4 casters extra. So 6 is the normal wave count. Then add on 4 casters extra, and you have an eternal freeze. If you have any less, then RNG can make it push back towards them. But see, this is where you made the mistake. All you do is wait. Just wait. Last hit. He has to teleport back to lane, or he's gonna miss like 6 waves, right there. Does that make sense? Now you can thin it out, but you have to leave 4 casters, and you didn't leave enough. So if you stopped right here, you'd be okay. Stop right here. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 minions here. That's enough. But you clear more. See that? So another missed opportunity. So let's go forward here. So he teleports back to lane. Now you have a teleport advantage. You have a CS advantage. So even though you misplayed, he's bad. So you got quite a bit of an advantage. This doesn't crash, but he clears out the wave because he's bad. So now you need to back. Now you need to back because he has a Sheen. So right now, even though he's 9 CS behind and teleport behind, nothing shows for it. In fact, you're losing lane because he has a Sheen on top of you, right? So Boots and Doran's Blade cancels out. So he has a Sheen on top of you and the refillable pot. See that?
Yeah.
So because you don't back right there, you're losing lane. Now you're out of mana. It's completely reversed, and now he's winning. You see this?
Yeah.
And look, your CS advantage is gonna slowly dwindle. Check this out. You gained a 10 CS advantage, and now you backed, and now you have to burn your teleport because you missed the back timer here.
Yeah.
And now your CS advantage just completely disappeared. Also, on Jace, Serrated Dirk has higher priority than Caulfield's Warhammer. If you're going for Yomus.
Okay.
Go Dirk over Caulfield.
Yeah, I was like, what did I do? Yeah, I noticed that mistake.
So here it's not too late. You made a lot of mistakes so far, but whatever. 7 minutes in, you have a CS advantage. You're still winning. Okay, it's whatever, right? TPs are canceled out. All right, all those mistakes, let's forget about them completely. We'll work on them later. Now, what can you do at this point? You can still bully him because look at your items. You are now a Doran's Blade ahead of the guy. So as long as you don't trade too badly into his Sheen, what does his Sheen do? Okay, this is where you have to know what the champions do. There are 3 parts of top lane. 3 parts. You can write this down, but this is the 3 parts of top lane. The first part is know what your champion does. If you don't know the limits of your own champion, then you're out of luck because you don't know what you do. So when I say know what your champion does, know what the abilities do. Know how much damage they do. Know what their cooldowns are. Know when you're strong, when you're weak, what item spikes. Those are knowing what your champion does. The number 2, and this is in order, so this is priority. Number 2 is wave management. So all the things that we've talked about so far is wave management. So that is number 2 priority in top lane. Number 3 is know what the enemy champion does. Those are the 3 major things of top lane. So 1 is your champion, 2 is wave management, and 3 is enemy champion. And I think it's funny too because people are always like, wait, don't you have that backwards? Isn't knowing what their champion does number 2 and wave management number 3? No, wave management's too important.
Yeah.
So it's actually more important than knowing what their champion does. So that's actually why like you can play into a champion. I don't know what Sona does, by the way. I have no idea what Sona does. But it doesn't matter because I know everything else. So GP number 3. Number 3. Know what the enemy champion does. So GP with Sheen, what does he do? Why? What makes him strong? What makes him weak?
His Q. It does like
Q.
250 damage.
So it does a lot of damage.
Q.
What else adds into that damage? Just one other thing.
His barrels, but like
His barrels?
his passive too.
His passive does not proc on his Q.
Oh, I knew that, but like, oh, were you just talking about ability wise?
Yeah, so Grasp
Yeah, his
is
bar-
the last
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So Grasp, Sheen, and his Q does like 300 damage. You have 1,000 damage. So 4 Qs and you're out of lane. A lot of fun, right? So how do you play around it? Well, there's 2 ways. 1, wait for him to proc his Sheen. So if you wait for him to proc his Sheen on a minion, then you can go in. So these are, if you know what the enemy champion does, this is what creates windows of opportunity. And if you know what your champion does, that creates windows. And if you know the wave management, that creates windows. Do you see how this, it's not about forcing on them. So like, I'm not telling you to just go in, because even on Jace, who's such a lane bully, if you just go in, you're going to lose, right? But the key is knowing what your windows are, playing conservatively, waiting for opportunities. Now, the opportunities that are open for you right now, there's a couple of opportunities. One is when he burns his Sheen. How does he burn his Sheen? Well, he puts a barrel down, auto-attacks a minion. His Sheen's gone for like a second and a half. It's really hard to take advantage of that, but that is a window. Second window, if his grasp is down, if he has not attacked anything for the last 4 seconds, his grasp has 0 stacks. So you can go in, and he has no grasp. He has no keystone, right? His third window of opportunity is when his Q is down. So if he Qs a minion, he Qs a barrel. Now that's 4 seconds of opportunity. Windows are different sizes. Like this is a big window, gonna go like a level 2 all in, right? It's a very big window. But there are smaller windows like his Sheen proc, and then the windows also have different durations. So a level 2 window closes when they hit level 2, right? The Sheen window closes much faster because of the cooldown. So that's about windows. Now here, knowing those windows, how do you take advantage of it? Well, let's see if he makes any mistakes. Okay, now his Sheen's down after he attacks his minion. So now you can take a fight here, but look at the Sheen cooldown. It's 1.5 seconds, so you'd have to go in right now. So it's very difficult to do. Let's keep watching. So now his Q's down. He did not get the Sheen proc. Do you see how little damage that did? The reason why he didn't get the Sheen proc is because he auto-attacked a minion with the barrel. He has no grasp because he just procced it. And so you can take this moment to go in. Now, GP is a very specific champion matchup where Jace does really well. And why? Because you can hit the barrels. Melee champions can't go and hit the barrels because if they do, they're going to get hit by the barrel. But you're a ranged champion, so what you immediately should be stepping up for is to auto-attack this minion. This barrel right here. Just take it out of the game. He screwed up his barrel, so the circle on his barrel is this circle here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the circle for this barrel is this circle. They don't touch. So see how he had to put a intermediate barrel down?
Yeah.
You could have taking advantage of that by just walking up and hitting that barrel and taking it down. But now,
well, I got scared because I thought he was going to auto it. You know, like, he was going to auto the first one, but he actually hit the
mean,
cannon
even your auto range is bigger than the barrel range. So you shouldn't be scared of that. And even if it's not, which I think it is, you can auto it, and if he starts to auto the barrel, you can cancel it, walk back, and the barrel still dies, and your mission is fulfilled. Basically, you do not want to let him sit on a barrel. And the reason why GP is so oppressive in the top lane is there's no counterplay, right? Say I'm playing Riven. How the hell am I going to kill the barrel? I can't get to him. Because he's going to sit on the barrel. The moment I go in, he's going to hit the barrel. But you're Jace, so you can actually hit the barrel without being in any danger. So that's why GP versus Jace is such a good matchup for Jace. But you have to hit the barrel. So now he has Sheen. He's going to start to do damage. And you really missed the biggest window of all, levels 1 through 5. Now he has an ultimate. Now he has his first item. So now he's going to start to be able to bully you. And that's exactly what's happening here. Have you noticed that now you're not even winning lane anymore? He's bullying you. You just had to burn a pot. So that's not... Now at this point, the lane's already kind of over. Because you missed your big window. The biggest window of all. Look at that. He's just poking you down now. Now, at this point, it's still winnable, but... Like, you're already stuck in a... You're already hurting him, right? And if you had Dirk there, it's going to hurt him even more. He'd be at half HP. But, it's a struggle now. It's a lot harder now to do it. GP's weakest state is the early levels, because he has... Before his first item, his barrels don't do any damage. His parley doesn't do any damage. Like... You can really take advantage of it. But now look at it, he's just bullying you. So let's skip past the lane phase. At this point, your lane's already fucked. Let's talk about macro. Wait, let's pause. I've talked for a while. Any questions?
Nope. I'm just writing stuff down.
All right, we have 33 minutes left. Incredibly, there's still 32 minutes left. So let's truck on with the... So at this point, you've lost lane. Essentially, you can still beat him, but in this game, your current ability was not enough. So if you couldn't take advantage of levels 1 through 5, you're as hell not going to take advantage of this because he's outscaled you basically. So let's talk about competitive play. So at this point, what are you looking to do? Well, you've lost lane. So let's just assume that you've lost lane completely, even though you haven't. So you've lost lane completely. What do you do? So in competitive play, the best thing you can do is just try and farm. And just make sure that your teleport is up when the fight is going to occur. If your teleport's not up, you must know when the enemy's teleport is up. How do you do that? Teleport is on what cooldown?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So, all you have to do is he TP to lane. The moment he teleports to lane, press tab, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't tab it here. Left click on their teleport. Enable timestamps in your options if you haven't done so already. Look at the chat, add 5 minutes to his teleport, and you know exactly when it's coming up, right?
Yep.
When that window is approaching, about 30 seconds before his teleport starts to come up, you must start playing aggressive, especially if the objective is going to be contested. If you don't go aggressive, and he teleports to that dragon, and your team gets wiped, guess whose fault it is?
Mine.
Yours. That's right, because you fucked up your teleport earlier, so your teleport's not on the same cooldown, so you can't go and join him. If he's a good player, he will abuse that. He knows exactly when your teleport's up. He knows when his is up. He knows when the window of opportunity... Remember, it's all about windows, right? It's all about windows. He knows that the micro advantage is there. He knows that there's a 30-second difference between his teleport and yours. How is he going to take advantage of that? In that 30 seconds, he's going to teleport. He's going to wipe your team, and you just lost the game. So, yeah, you can't let that happen. You actually kill him here? So your ult's... Oh my. Okay, let's watch that back, shall we? Oh, let's talk about all the ways that was fun. Okay, so here, you did the same thing. You didn't auto-attack before you jump forward. So that's an auto worth the damage. But at this point, you have him. He's done. He fucked up. He mispositioned. He's taken 3 casters. He has no resolve. I mean, he has no defensive item, so he's fucked, right? He's dead. Now, how do you kill him? Okay, right? You have your ultimate up. You can switch back forms. Switch immediately. There's no reason to keep auto-attacking him in melee form. Auto-attacking in melee form doesn't do any more damage than in range form. However, it does make you tankier. Do you really need to worry about your tankiness at this HP? No, he's not going to kill you from 743 HP. You only stay in melee form if it's a really close fight and you need the extra armor and MR, but you don't in this fight. So you switch immediately to ranged. So you switch now, but now there's a minion in front of you. You don't flash the barrel, although you shouldn't need to, but you step to the right here, and then you minion block yourself in between these 2 minions. So let's watch that again. So here, you should never have walked back. Do you see this? You see how you walked back? You went from here to here. You should be here right now.
Okay.
Let's watch it again. we'll play in slow motion. I kind of skipped past part of it. Okay, you jump forward here. You move forward, which is good. So this is correct, right? From right here, this is correct.
Yeah.
You get the auto attack off. Boom. He's half HP, right? Now, from here, you have E up. So you can press E right now, which I think you do. He gets knocked back. Okay, from here, you've done everything correctly, right?
Yeah, range form, right?
Range form right here and move this way. He's dead. He's gone.
Just Q, right? Just Q right after W. He's dead, right? Yeah, I don't know.
And now you move backwards here. You move
Yeah.
backwards here. Also, the Jace combo is QW. You should almost never jump forward without pressing your W. Because you can actually W during the flight animation and maximize your DPS. So you press W here, and you walk back. I don't know what this is. You're like scared of him killing. You're like scared of him killing you or something.
I am scared.
He walks forward too. Look at this. You both are. Oh my.
I don't know what he was doing.
He's doing the same thing you're doing, dude. He turned off his monitor. That's what he's doing. So you should have already been in range form long before this.
Yeah.
Also, don't press W at the beginning. Auto first, then W. It's an auto attack reset. And you cancel an auto there.
Yeah.
And then you move back here instead of right-clicking on him again. He'd be dead. I don't know what this is. Oh my god, I skipped forward way too much. So you jump forward, blah blah blah. You hit him back, blah. So this was just a massive mechanical misplay. Oh! Oh! So now you had to burn your flash. And now Jax has to burn his ultimate. And now Jax is 40% HP. All because of that misplay. Now, what's the biggest misplay that you made that entire time? Okay, I don't know if there is.
Right?
I don't know if there is one. But yeah, mostly positioning. You walk back instead of forward. And the last thing, if you're going to flash auto someone, you still were able to kill him. The reason why you missed it is because you flashed, then right-clicked on him, then canceled your auto. When you are in range to flash auto attack someone, you can actually guarantee their death, even if they flash away, by right-clicking first, then flashing, then no more inputs. None. Zero. Right-click, flash. Okay? And then what that does is it buffers your auto attack, so the moment you flash, the auto goes through, as long as your auto attack timer is available. And then even if they flash away, they're dead. Like they it's not even a reaction time thing. They'd have to flash before your flash for them to survive. So if they flash at any millisecond after you flash, they're dead. So right-click flash. It's called auto attack buffering. So at this point, it's whatever. You missed. You got the kill, sort of. So now you're pushing the way forward, which is good. You have to shove this way forward so you can bounce it. No, okay, this is wrong already. So you have 53 mana, right? Your Q is 70 mana. So what you do is you auto attack 2 times in your melee form, which gives you 8 mana from your W passive. Then Q the backline with your melee form. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because right now you have no abilities. So this wave is going to take so long to shove. This wave could have been dead by now already. But see how much longer it takes? But that's just like a Jace thing. Oof. That's kind of rough. Oh, I don't think I've seen a LeBlanc this down to an Ahri in a while. Also, look at your CS. 90 to 10 minutes. Look at that. Now, think of all the misplays that you made this game. How much CS could you have right now?
Probably over
105, 110, something like that. So you're already at a good spot in terms of CS, right? 90 to 10, just like I said, even against a laner. But you could have been like 5-0 with 105 CS. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And these are not even like high elo stuff. Like there are a bunch of techniques that I didn't even talk about to bully your enemy. These are basics, fundamentals, the very basics of the game. You get these basics down, you already notice you're probably the best player in duo if you get the basics down. Because no one in duo has the basics down. None of them. There's not a single player in duo that has the basics down. That's pretty good. Let's watch it again. Even the Smurfs that go through duo from time to time don't have the basics down. So you're running through lane, which is good. I mean, you're running through the jungle, which is good. Alright, so from here... Okay, let's talk about this, shall we?
Yeah.
So let's go back more time, and we'll watch from your perspective. So you see the Graves coming into your jungle. You see him right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see this?
Mm-hmm.
So the way this game works is you always want to channel hard to hit abilities with CC, right? Because hard to hit abilities always do a lot of damage. Think about hard to hit abilities. Jace, QE, Nidalee, Spear, right? These abilities that do so much damage, right, are very hard to hit. Morgana, Bind, right? So what you do is you chain it with your CC. So all you have to do here, he gets stunned, press R, and then QE, right here, QE. You put your cursor right here, press Q and then E, and he gets hit by the major shock blast. Then you run forward. Because that's the majority of your damage. But instead, if he flashed here, he's out. Because you didn't QE at the right time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, not if he flashed. If he was just better at the game. and dodged. I didn't realize... Oh, you're going against AOL here. That's right. Wait, did you guys lose this game?
Yeah.
Oh, AOL. XD. Oh, that explains why Defuri is losing so much. Spike and Hero are the two members that I trained on AOL. I didn't give them coaching sessions like this, but I gave them a lot of advice and stuff. So these two players are the best. Oh, these three actually are the best players on AOL. I don't know these two very well, but that explains why Ari's dicking your LeBlanc.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions? I've talked for a while again. Nope. Okay, we got 20 minutes left on the clock. Let's finish up this game. We'll skip forward a bit. So laning phase, obviously, it's gonna be fucked for the rest of this game just because you.
Yeah.
So let's not talk about that because I'll just be saying the same mistakes over and over again.
Right.
This is good. Small hint: don't roam before you push in the wave, because if the roam goes badly, you gain nothing. But if the roam goes badly and you pushed in the wave, at least you gained a decent advantage. So shove in the wave then. And then on Jace, you have no excuse to not shove in the wave. You could one-shot the entire wave. But this guy's fucking dead. That was really well played.
One question.
Yeah, sure.
So it's about teleporting. So I've been getting pretty decent at, knowing when to teleport into a fight and stuff. And I just wanted to know, is there a proper time, or is it just whenever it needs to happen? Do I need to make sure my lane is my minions are?
If there is no objective to fight over, and you're okay, here's the thing: you should never teleport into a situation that does not give you a numbers advantage. So say you have one person, right, and there are 3 people going after that one person. If you teleport in, now it's a 2v3.
Yeah.
So that's not great. Now, if there's 2 people and there's 3 people on the enemy team, teleporting in makes it a 3v3. So make sure that you absolutely know that you can win that.
Right.
And if you have 3 people and they have 3 people and you teleport in, obviously you're going to win that because you're 4v3. Now,
right.
If it's a favorable situation, so that means if it's a 3v3 or a 4v3, make sure that you teleport after a mobility spell has been burned. Say Ezreal Arcane shifts forward, instantly teleport. Because then you know who to go for once you get there. Because you just go for the Ezreal. He's fucking dead. Now, if there is no mobility spell being burned and there's no objective to take, you don't teleport. The reason why is you teleport, they didn't burn a mobility spell, there's no objective to take. You teleport in, they run away, there goes your teleport.
Right, yeah. And I think that's what I have a problem with.
Sometimes You're saying?
Sometimes I do teleport in and it is and nothing happens, and I think that actually happened this game. I teleported in, just nothing happened, and then my lane just got pushed.
Exactly.
It might have been this game. It might have been, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Now, if there's an objective up to take, teleporting in, you can just go take the objective because now you have a numbers advantage, so you're fine, right?
Right.
That's fine. But if there's no objective, make sure that you're much more stringent with your criteria, saying, okay, wait, do I want to cancel this? Do I want to cancel this? Every time I teleport, I'm asking myself every half a second, do I want to cancel? Do I want to cancel? Do I want to cancel? Because that way, and I'm looking at the information I have, all right, am I going? Am I going? I don't know. Sometimes I cancel when I shouldn't, because I actually tend to err towards the side of canceling when I shouldn't rather than teleporting when I shouldn't. The reason why is canceling makes it a half cooldown and you lose nothing. Teleporting in, full cooldown, you can lose a lot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'll actually err towards the side of canceling. So I never teleport in when it's bad, but I'll cancel a lot when I shouldn't. So I'll teleport in, right? and then my team will go in, and I'll cancel, and they'll be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I
like,
don't want. Especially when I
no,
can
but that's
actually
way better.
talk to
That's
them.
way better. That's way better. Because then and especially in competitive, you're like, guys, I'm canceling. Because that and solo queue, you can't do that. So it's like, wait, does TP die here? No, he's gonna flash out.
No, he gets
Ari's
baited.
dead. He's fucking dead, yeah. That's I mean, ooh, okay. Okay, all right, not bad. They get dragon off that. Alright. Pretty standard stuff. Let's speed it up, shall we?
Sure.
Nothing too strange going on. So here you shove in the wave. Let's talk about shoving in the wave, shall we? As Jace, you do have the option of trying to poke them under tower. It is very difficult to do the longer the game goes. So as Jace, poking them under tower is very easy, levels 1 through 5. But after level 6, they have higher armor, they have higher HP, they have items. It gets a lot riskier. You fuck up, you die. So, what I would do here is you push in the wave, you're already moving forward, it looks like you're going to try and trade with them under tower. I would be running towards Scuttle Crab and securing this.
Okay.
Or running towards mid lane, securing, putting pressure.
Right.
Because you have no reason to be here. Let's see what you do.
Right. And I think that's what I have issue with. Like when I push in like that, I don't know what to do. Like I
So
just
look,
kind of.
oh my, oh, you're AFK, dude. You're actually alt F4. You're like looking at your Twitter feed, dude. You're telling your girlfriend like, hey, what's up, baby? Like, all right. So this teleport is.
Yeah.
This is the teleport ward. This is the teleport ward. I don't know what this is, but.
That's a major oof right there.
Da-da-da! I'm running in. Oh my. You could have had a triple kill right here, dude.
I know.
Right here.
This is what I was talking about. Like I was I was so bad.
Okay, let's watch it. So even with that teleport, you could have still killed them all. I don't know what this was, but okay. So you see the game.
Why did I run?
Okay, teleport right here. Right here. You teleport right here. They're fucked. They're done. You teleport right here. They're gone. They separate the Ezreal and these two. Rakan has ultimate and W. They're so gone. So you teleport right here.
Right. Okay.
You missed that. Because think about it, right? They're so screwed. If they move this way, you kill them. If they move this way, you kill them. And Ezreal can't get into the fight. They're done.
Right.
Okay, but now here you're teleporting in.
I don't know why I went that way. I thought they were
from
gonna
here,
keep going.
what's your first mistake? Do not. What did I tell you about Shock Blast, Nidalee Spear, Morg Bind? You cannot throw these out like this unless you're Credenda. Like he can hit these without having CC down. You either wait for CC or be close enough where they cannot dodge. So that range for Jace is about this big. You throw a Shock Blast within this range, they cannot dodge because of the speed of the projectile, right? So you wait for him to be this range. But at this range, you don't know if they have vision on you or not because there's no pink. But regardless, you miss completely. Right? So now your major source of damage, your biggest source of damage, gone. Vanished. So if you held this and just ran at them, you probably get 2. I'd say you probably get 2. Because imagine if you QE right here onto Nezumi at this range. He's dead. Gone. He's fucked. But instead, now you don't have it up. He flashes away. Now, you don't know if Nezumi has flash or not, but you do know that your range form is going to come back up in 2 seconds, right? So flash, you're not in... Okay, so you could have done 2 things here. You could have flashed forward, or you could have queued on this minion right here. You queue on this minion right here, and the AoE hits her.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I missed that.
But now you don't have QE, because your E's still on cooldown.
Right.
So you get Jack All. Oh my, you lost the game right here, by the way. All of that earlier misplay is pretty normal for a bronze silver gold player. This right here is where you lost the game. Because this is where you equalize the gold lead, and you get the tower, first tower of the game. Yep. So this right here, this is the play lost you the game.
Wow.
Kind of unlucky.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Look at top lane too.
Yeah.
Let's count it down. Let's count it down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5.
Oh
We're
my.
we're gonna keep counting too. just so it's hammered in.
Right.
Right, here we go.
6.
There's 1. This is gonna be 2. Oh my. Dot, 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 dot. GP just slicing away at your tower too. And now, after all of that, look at GP's items. He's caught up. He's done. He's completely caught up to you. See that? Your lead is non-existent now. After all of that work you put in to get whatever little advantage that you could, it's all gone. Yep. That was the play. That was the play right there. Alright, let's keep going.
Man. I messed up like that.
Here you greeted your back really hard.
Yeah.
You're sitting at 1400 gold. Yeah, this is really bad. You could have bought a Dirk, you could have bought a Phage, you could have bought literally anything. But now you're stuck because this wave is coming and you don't want to miss it. And you don't want Ari to get pressure. Yeah, so this is not good. So back timers. So let's talk about back timers, shall we? When to back, okay? You back when you have no objective to take. Okay? So say you just killed your enemy and you can hit the tower. You want to generally, if it's past 5 minutes in the game, you can hit the tower. Although even sometimes then it's not worth it. So okay, if you can do more than half of the HP of the tower, it's worth delaying your back. If you can't, it's not. So say you just solo killed your top laner, push in the wave back immediately. Unless you can do more than half of the HP of the tower, and that only happens when we slow push a wave. Remember that big wave that GP amassed? Yeah. Right here? If you have a wave that big with a cannon minion, you could do half of the HP of the tower easily. Now, in a situation like this in the mid game, you want to back when you're out of mana, out of HP, or more than 1500 gold. Okay? Yeah. So you were out of mana here, so that's one of the requirements to back there. But generally, you can get a feel for it. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, that's what I didn't want that wave to be pushed in, and I was.
You would have been here. You would have been here already. You would have been full HP, full mana with a Phage, and you would have been right here defending it if you backed immediately right after that fight ended.
Yeah.
Not to mention, look what's happening up here. Your team's getting dicked, and you have 0 pressure bot lane because you have no mana. You can't kill this guy. You should be able to kill this guy, right? You know you can. You just don't have any mana. You don't have any items. You don't have any mana. Imagine if you were full HP, full mana. They're doing all this stuff topside, so your team's losing. How do you bring back the game? You can only bring back the game by solo killing this guy. That's all you can do right now because you're defending the tower. You can't solo kill this guy, so what pressure do you have on this game? What impact? Zero impact on this game. You have to hope that your team wins. Because of this, because you didn't back. Just to clarify that, it is because you didn't back. So now you jump forward. You're half HP. You didn't do any damage because you didn't have an item. If you had a Dirk here, he's dead. Now he's pressuring you. Jax doesn't get the kill either because he forgets how to press E for some reason. I don't know what that is. But like, yeah, you see, this game was easily winnable on your side. If you played just a little bit better, this game was yours. You had this game. Yeah. This was not an unwinnable game. There are unwinnable games. This is not one of them. This is definitely not one of them. The mid lane difference is kind of hard, but you could have carried.
I did the most damage on my team, so I mean.
That's because your team is a potato. This one.
Yeah.
The second best player in your team is probably your jungler, and then after their jungler is probably Blaze, and then your support, and then your mid laner is your ranking there.
Yeah, our jungler's pretty good.
Well, it might look pretty good, but if you saw what he did there,
I mean, yeah,
that's pretty bad.
Opposed to that,
and also his farm is pretty low. He also doesn't have a. He didn't go Tiamat in a competitive game as Jax, which is really bad. Because it's all farming essentially. So Tiamat speeds up your clear by 150%. By the way.
That's insane.
That doubles it, and then another half. So it's like really 250%, I should say. But increases by 150% is functionally 250% of the speed. Yeah. So at this point, the game's kind of already over. Like, you guys, 5k gold lead, 2 dragons. Like, this game's over. All right. We have 10 minutes left. We're going to close this one out. Is there any fights you want to look at in this game? Or are we done here?
Not really, because I think we just get smacked.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like you just get smacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so we're done with this.
And that's why I picked this game, because it was all laning mistakes.
Absolutely. And not just laning, too. There's a few other things throughout there. But
yeah, the teleport.
the teleport, the back timer. Saw a little bit.
It's so funny when you watch your games and you're just like face palming. Like...
Absolutely. And imagine how hard it is for people in higher elo. They can actually watch their games and not see any mistakes and believe that they're playing perfectly, which is kind of unlucky. Yeah, it makes it really hard. Like, for example, right now I'm doing a self-coaching boot camp, and it's really hard to do because, like, the stuff that I'm doing wrong is kind of rough. Anyway.
Very, very minute, right?
Exactly, yeah. So, to train it. I can tell you after the lesson, but I don't want to impede on your coaching time. 8 minutes left. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything we want to go over? You want to do a 1v1? You want to do a...
No, I hate 1v1.
Some of my other students like those kinds of things. You want to talk about matchups? Like, what we got a few minutes here.
Oh, yeah. So when it comes, because I do play a lot of Gangplank actually, so what would it be safe to like first pick
GP? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really? You really think so?
There's very few matchups that beat GP in the top lane right now. That champion's actually like retarded.
Yeah, because
just don't go Sapphire Crystal. That's trolling.
I do start that every time.
Yeah, that's
what should I start?
You could either start Corrupting Pot, you could start Dorn's Shield, you can start Dorn's Blade. That's all you got, really.
I know you're not like a GP main or anything, but like when it comes to like queuing the minions, like for the Silver Serpents, like
yeah, you don't do that.
Should I?
Cannons
okay,
only.
Okay.
Yeah, cannons only, and that's because it's safer to take. People generally play around cannons a lot more, so like they'll like, oh, GP early game, gotta bully him, and then they play like you did and not bully them at all, and they're like, oh, they're coming for a cannon. Oh, here's my time to shine, and then you cue the cannon, and they're like, wait a second. Yeah, so that's like the only thing you ever want to queue.
Okay, so I wait till I have like Triforce or something, and I can start queuing minions.
You never queue minions. The only time you start building Silver Serpents is when your barrels start doing damage. So after Sheen. You put a barrel down, you kill the whole wave with the barrel. That's a bunch of Silver Serpents there. That's the only way you build Silver Serpents. Never queue minions, especially right now with GP's Grasp laning style. You press Q on them with even without Sheen. In the early game with Grasp up and you press Q on them, most champions, they're just gonna... they can't handle it. And it's the same thing, just like Jace. Stand next to a bush, press Q, step into the bush. Minions never hit you. You just slowly whittle them down like that. I'll open up a custom game right now. Let's talk about... No, I'll practice tool game. I'll show you the GP combo pattern, so you can kind of mimic it. The Jace, on the topic of Jace. Jace is one of the most mechanical top laners that you picked on those 6, with the second probably being Camille.
Wait, did I pick Jace? I didn't pick Jace.
Did you not?
No, I did. GP, Darius, Shen, Swain, Vlad, Camille.
Okay, so you didn't pick Jace. I guess you can keep playing Jace even though he's not on the tier list, just because people in BSG can't handle his power.
Yeah, and it's definitely a champ that I like want to get better at because I really like playing Jace.
So what you should do is remove your worst champion out of that 6 list and add in Jace. The tier list is good, is a good baseline. There are very few exceptions. Like I said, champions under or above average are just ass. But Jace is an exception just because BSG is the reason there.
Right.
Because Jace top in top lane in high elo is super bad because everyone knows how to play against it. But in elo, no one does. So I'll show you the Jace combos. Now, this is really important. The reason why I brought it up. Knowing these combos is so important. If you do not know how to execute these combos, you cannot play this champion. So I'll show you a few basic champion combos. Let's get level 3. We'll auto fetch this. Okay, let's do it. Okay, this is his full combo, the basic full combo. Alright, I'm going to do it fast, then we can slow it down, right?
Yep.
Alright, that's his full combo. Now, what is that? So that is Q, then E, then W, then R, then run forward, Q with W midair, and then E after the auto attack. Okay?
Yeah.
So, once again. Oh, my bad. A little rusty on Jason. Second. So you can delay the knockback too. You can do this. And then get the 3 auto attacks first. Now, that's his basic combo, right?
Okay.
This is the inverse of that combo. This is where you start in melee form. This is really good because your E sets up the shock blast. So check this out. See that?
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
And it has to be fast too, because this champion is balanced around perfect play. It's like Riven. You know how Riven's balanced around her animation canceling? Jace is the same way.
Yeah.
He's balanced around his combos. If you cannot play these combos, you cannot play this champion because it's balanced around them. So if you don't know the combos, you're playing a very underpowered champion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. So those are
So
the
you
basic
Q
combos.
then E. Okay.
Yeah, you Q and E.
Can you do it at the same time?
I'm pressing. I don't press Q and E at the same time. I can try it. It does work. It does work, yeah. It does work. I don't know why it works, but it does. Yeah, it does work. So you can press. So.
Okay, so
Yeah, another thing to note is your Q is an AoE, so pressing Q hits both. See that?
okay,
And
yeah.
make sure that you press W midair. See that? So QW. Same thing before you switch forms. See that?
You hit W midair, right?
Yeah, you hit W midair. So
Okay.
when you're in range farming, you're going in auto attack and then jump in. See that?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so you hit the proc. Okay.
Now in laning phase, when you were playing against the GP, this is what it looks like. See, look at the minions. You see the minions?
Yeah.
So drop the aggro. Drop the aggro again. See that? Drop the aggro again.
Okay.
Auto Q. Drop the aggro again. Drop the aggro again. See that?
Yeah.
Good boy. And it's not, you can't just sit in a bush and auto attack because the minions will gain vision of you. You have to go in and out of it, and then they'll drop vision. And then once you get them down low enough with Airy, then you go in and they're fucking gone. You see that? Now, remember that level 2 all in here? He was standing here, you're here. So how you should have played is you stand over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Step over here, and you go like this. And now he's screwed. You just auto attack the guy to death, and you're level 2, and then you Q. You don't have E yet because you have Q and W, right? Because you should take Q and W. You shouldn't take Q and E level 2 unless you're really going for that QE poke. But if you're all inning at level 2, you should take Q and W. So auto, Q, step forward, and use your W. Always stay at max range and kite forward, and then they're just dead. Yeah, so that's Jace combos. I'll show you GP's combos, and then we'll wrap up the lesson.
Okay. I do this thing early game where I like put a barrel down, and then like I put another one down, and I just hit the first one with an auto. I don't use the Q.
You can do that if you immediately follow up the barrel slow with the Q. That's fine. But if you just hit them with the barrel, it does like 60 damage, so that's pointless.
Usually, well, then I usually just auto them, or if I'm close enough, and then I do Q if I.
GP doesn't really play like that. GP has 3 different damage sources, and if he doesn't have these sources up, he does no damage. His passive, his Q, and his barrel, right? So because those things have very high cooldowns, like relatively, right? You should never be straight up brawling them until you hit like 4 items, and you can actually do that. But in early lane phase, you never just straight up auto attack fight them, because you just do no damage, and if they're good, they'll punish you really hard for it. So the key is you play a lot like, almost like Camille. You like dart in and out, and you use your cooldowns and your damage as they come up, and you just completely just destroy the enemy. I'll show you. So there we go. So we're gonna, so we do this, right? So here's the enemy dummy, okay? Now here, I'll just use this to get, so imagine my Conqueror is a grasp, right? So first combo is literally just press Q on them, and there's the grasp proc, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Now, so and in lane, you're always sitting on a barrel. You should always be sitting on a barrel.
Right.
Because that means if they go in, you just do that, and they get fucked,
Yep.
and you just run.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of times what will happen is you're going to do this, right? So you're sitting on a barrel and they step up, right? You're going to do this. Now, why do you do that? The first is the E slow. The second is the Q, so you Q as fast as you can to have the cooldown come back again, just in case they follow you forward, and then you land your passive on top of them. And that does about half their HP with the grass proc. Okay?
Yeah.
Another thing that you can do, you should get that into muscle memory too. Right as you place a barrel down, you auto-tech it to put it at
I
one.
do.
Okay,
I
good.
do that.
So here is another combo. Pretty basic stuff. Right?
Yep.
Pretty basic. Now that one is very risky to do because it uses 2 out of 3 of your resources, right? And you can't always follow up with the auto attack because you have to follow really far. Now most of the time what's happening is you're just sitting back, you're sitting near a bush like this, right? You do that, step back in, cancel aggro, you're waiting for farm. So I'll show you the pattern here. Oh fuck. So you're standing here, your auto attack, you burn your passive here, you're just farming, right? You press Q maybe once and just step back. Right, like that. You're just slowly... You're ready to start putting pressure. Now you have grasp up. You do it again, but this time you step into a bush to cancel out the minion aggro. I usually go corrupting pot. So you're doing this. Now you hit level 2, so you hit level 2, right? Place your barrel down, hit it. So now you have this. Then you hit this. You do that if they're level 1. If they're level 2 as well, put this down. Oh, my bad. And then just put it down. And basically that's all he does. Like, he never all-ins, but you could just slowly whittle them down so that their HP just drops.
Right. Okay.
This is probably another really important thing. If they're in Q damage range, this is the auto attack thing I talked about here. See that? Look at that.
Yeah.
Q flash. Same thing as right click flash. See that?
Yeah.
Right click flash. Same thing. See that? You can do that too as well. Alright.
Did you just flash backwards?
Yeah, you can flash backwards after you Q.
What
So what that does is if they're really low and you need to run away from a fight, so I'm running away, say there's another champion coming. Oops, my bad. See that?
That's awesome.
So if you have Triforce and they're really low and someone's about to kill you, and you're out, and you kill them too. Alright, we'll end the lesson there.
Awesome.
Hope that was helpful.
It was.
It's all good, and see you guys next time.